Live from our Tasmanian headquarters, this is Southern Cross News with Rachel Williams.
Good evening. Relief is in sight tonight for vulnerable Tasmanians caught up in the housing crisis. The government has announced $500,000 to expand short-term accommodation options.
Tasmanians forced to live in tents, a bad sign of a housing sector in crisis. The government says it has a short-term solution ready to be implemented.
Getting people out of tents and into rooms with doors, with cooking facilities and with shelter and warmth and security for this winter.
$500,000 to go towards emergency accommodation over the next 6 months. With a seasonal lull in the tourism sector, the options are said to include cabins, hotels and motels.
Even tourism accommodation seasonal. So it's interesting at this time we start to see some more capacity come on board for us around that.
This will give us a 6-month window. That's what we've looked at, which will take us through winter and into the period where more stock will be coming online as part of our affordable housing strategy and other initiatives.
But the government can't quantify the number of beds to be provided under the scheme. Labor says the announcement is lacking detail and won't cover everyone affected by the housing crisis.
There will be many families still sleeping rough who will be ineligible for any of this support, and this announcement, whilst welcome, better than nothing, is cold comfort to a lot of families doing it tough right now.
The program will be available through Housing Connect in the next 2 weeks. Michael Breen, Southern Cross News.
Tasmania Police says it has no confirmation of what caused a fire that destroyed the Bronte Park Chalet yesterday. Guests were evacuated as the blaze took hold, destroying the historic venue which was built in the 1940s. Police estimate the property to be valued at $1.5 million. Biosecurity authorities have spotted more fruit fly larvae within control zones. The pest was confirmed near the original detection sites in Georgetown and Spreyton last Friday. Another case has been verified on Flinders Island in the past week. Biosecurity Tasmania says its surveillance and control measures remain in place. Almost 90 tonnes of host produce was collected and destroyed last month. Well, police are at the scene of a serious single-vehicle crash on Golconda Road at Labrina tonight. The road is currently closed between Scottsdale and Lilydale. Police are also attending a crash on the Arthur Highway at Murdunna. The highway is closed in both directions. As part of National Playgroup Week celebrations, a new guide for running playgroup sessions has been launched in Tasmania. The toolkit focuses on developing social skills and creating a supportive environment for children under 5.
What we really want people to know is that playgroup, whilst it's a fun, really engaging place for children, it really is a great social support network for families as well.
A special playgroup session was held in Launceston today, while others are taking place in Hobart and Burnie. Tasmanians are pushing for a good cause, raising money for Hobart City Mission. The Great Southern Pram Push taking place today, with competitors racing down a track with baby strollers. The event raising money for the Small Steps program, which helps young mothers with supported accommodation.
So today it's about everyone being involved. It's it's so important for our community to know, for an expecting or parenting teen or a young person, that we all have a role. This is a family day.
For obvious safety reasons, the racing prams were carrying dolls.
Half tonnes from Jordan Silk, George Bailey, Matthew Wade and Simon Malenko have put the Tigers sitting pretty during day one of their Sheffield Shield final against Queensland. Wade is still in bat and chasing down his 100 with Tasmania's 6 for 352 a short time ago.
Not the start the Tigers were hoping for.
And he's taken. Doolan is out for 2.
Playing for his second Shield trophy, Jordan Silk helped steady the ship.
He gets a quick run, Jordan Silk, and brings up 15.
Bo Webster clearly unhappy with his efforts after being dismissed for just 10. Silk refused to be bullied by the Bulls' attack, holding on until lunch before the home side finally claimed the danger man.
Continues with the bouncer. He gets the top edge on him.
Doran dodging a bullet and gifted another boundary, but his luck soon ran out.
This time
Wade quickly found his feet at the crease, as did his skipper.
and advancing and pushing into the gap, Bailey with some good timing.
Wade guiding the Tigers past the 200 mark in style as Bailey crept towards 50.
And Bailey's down the wicket and hits it a long way.
He soon had his half-ton and the visitors were looking in control of the match until a direct hit saw the skipper's day brought to an abrupt end.
For the throw.
Malenko quickly made his intentions clear.
As we see Malenko head out, and there's only one place that's ending up.
Wade battering the Bulls' attack around the Allan Border field before Malenko became the Tigers' fourth batsman to reach 50, but celebrations were short-lived.
Again, and Simon Malenko goes up into the air. Is it going to be caught? It is caught.
Tom Rogers picking up where Malenko left off as he and Wade continue battling to try and see out the day.
North Hobart is 144 runs ahead of Clarence on a day 2 in the Cricket Tasmania Premier League final. In today's play, Ben Rohrer and Daniel Salpietro put on a 68-run partnership to steer Clarence to 175 in its first innings. A short time ago, North Hobart was 7 for 124 in its second. Finals elsewhere in the state have suffered a major setback. Play resumed only a short time ago in the northwest with Latrobe 2 for 40 against Devonport. The entire day's play was abandoned in the north, with Westbury remaining 29 runs behind South Launceston with 5 wickets in hand. The Tasmanian NPL now, and it was an action-packed match between South Hobart and Kingborough at Darcy Street this afternoon, with Alex Walter setting up Nick Morton for the first goal of the day before Phil Kansos headed one home to equal things up for the visitors. Walter setting up goal number 2 for South, with Chris Downs curling home a free to square things before half-time. Neither side able to break through in the second half, with the game ending at 4-all. Overnight, the Glenorchy Knights were far too good for University, slotting 5 unanswered goals through to claim the Summer Cup. Meantime, Tasmania's premier pre-season basketball tournament is underway. More than 60 teams from across the state are taking part, including those hoping to land a spot in the state squad.
It's an all-in warm-up for leagues across the state. The annual Basketball Tasmania pre-season tournament drawing in 62 teams, enough to pack out 4 venues along the northwest coast over 2 days.
As the first pre-season tournament, it's no different to any sport. It can be a little bit crazy, all right, so it'll be good for the kids to get that under their belt before they go into their season.
Most teams are getting match fitness ahead of their regular seasons, but for some young players, this is a job application for a place in the state squad. The 20-strong men and women's squads will be trimmed to 10 for July's National Championship in Queensland.
For a lot of the kids, it will be their first, if selected, it will be their first national tournament.
As an added challenge, the under-16 players are competing against a higher age group in this weekend's competition.
The best way to do that is get experience playing against bigger, stronger bodies, and we hope that the under-18 competition is going to be able to achieve that for us.
The tournament has grown over the past 3 years to be a big feature on the pre-season calendar.
It has evolved, there's a lot more structured basketball, the skill level has definitely improved.
Tom Johnson, Southern Cross News.
The state's best young hockey players have made some last-minute preparation ahead of the Australian Under-15 Championships, competing in the Hobart Junior Cup at the Tasmanian Hockey Centre today. The one-day tournament pitting teams of 11 against each other in a round-robin format. The national championships take place in Wollongong next month. Legendary Tasmanian trainer Charlie Goggins' horse Fastnet Dragon has placed 3rd in the $300,000 Mornington Cup. Hall of Fame legend Goggin had come out of retirement to train the 7-year-old gelding, and Tassie sprinter I'm Wesley has finished 2nd behind Stellar Collision in the Haribas Stakes, despite being backed as favourite.
Good evening. Hobart, Burnie and Devonport all 19 today. Launceston 18. King Island and St Helens both had the state's maximum temperature today of 21, 20 for Flinders Island, Smithton and Friendly Beaches, Maria Island 19 along with Strawn. Low Head 18, 17 for Grove, Ouse 16 and Lyweenie 14 degrees. On the close-up we can see some mid to high level cloud that will move over Tasmania and low level convective cloud which will move into the west of the state behind the rain band. That mid to high level cloud band runs from Victoria down to eastern Tasmania. Severe tropical cyclone Nora sits in the Gulf of Carpentaria whilst Marcus is located off the southern western Australian coast. Tomorrow a complex low system will sit near the west coast of Tasmania and a high ridges into WA. Winds 15 to 25 knots during the morning, reaching 30 knots about the north and west. Seas increasing during the day, reaching 4 metres in the north. A gale warning is current for northern coastal waters, a strong wind warning is current for southern and western coastal waters, and a small craft wind alert is issued for the south, west and central plateau lakes. A flood watch is current for northern catchments. Tomorrow, both Hobart and Richmond can expect rain, 20 degrees. Rain also for Ouse, 19. Possible storms for the north, Launceston 20, 19 for Devonport, Deloraine 17. Rain over the west, Burnie 18, 17 at Strahan and 18 for Curry. More rain in the east, St Helens 20, 21 at Whitemark and Swansea. The UV starting to drop down now with 5s across the state. On Monday, showers contracting to the west and far south later in the day. Possible thunderstorms about the west and the Bass Strait Islands. Tuesday, showers about the west and far south, extending statewide later in the evening. Wednesday, showers clearing from the southeast, contracting to the west and far south during the afternoon. Now look to the rest of the country. A sunny 35 for Broome and Alice Springs, partly cloudy and 34 in Darwin. Brisbane also partly cloudy and looking like wet weather for most other centres.
Before we go tonight, an update on the 2 crashes that we reported earlier. Police have advised that the accident at Labrina is now a fatality and the rescue helicopter is performing a medevac at Murdunna. We'll have more on those incidents tomorrow night. I'm Rachel Williams. Thanks for joining us. Bye for now.